Hi everyone, welcome to the second installment of my paranormal romance reading vlogs for October. This time I am going to be reading witchy romance books. At least that's the plan. And I currently have 3 on my list that I'm going to try and get to in this video, unless something pops up in the next couple of days that I might decide I want to read. I do have an arc on NetGalley of Witches Get Stuff Done by Molly Harper, which I know has already come out, and I'm seriously behind in my reviews, so we're going to read that. I'm also going to read Witch Please by Anne Aguirre. I haven't read another Anne Aguirre book since I read Strangelove a couple of years ago. I just need to do it, and I've had this one sitting on my Kindle since it came out. But the one that I'm going to start with tonight is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I can never say that full title without stopping to look at it. But I know so many people have loved this one. It's obviously, as October is coming up, when I'm starting to film this, I'm filming this at the end of September, or starting to film it at the end of September. Everyone is talking about this book again, and I just need to read it. So I'm going to read it tonight to kick off this vlog, and I'm really, really excited about it. This is the second installment. The Shifter vlog should already be up, and yeah, I can't wait. So come along with me. We're going to read, we're going to talk about the books, although I probably need to make myself some dinner first because it's about 6 o'clock, but then I'm going to be starting this book. In case anyone's wondering what dinner is, it's basically breakfast for dinner because I had a whole bunch of bacon that I needed to cook up, and I figured I'd do bacon and eggs, except I also have a whole bunch of hard-boiled eggs that I had mixed together, so I'm doing egg sandwiches and bacon. I don't know, it makes sense in my head. So I'm going to start reading. I have my tabs. We're going to go yellow for the top half, blue for the bottom half. I'm excited. I am about 90 pages in. So many tabs already. I don't know if that's coming up. Look, so many tabs. So this is the story of Mika, who is a witch, and in this world it's not great for witches to be in the same place at the same time. So they grow up in isolation. They're orphans by nature, possibly to do with a curse or something like that. Their parents tend to die after giving birth to them, so they're orphans quite literally. And Mika has decided that she likes to talk to people about being a witch, but it's not allowed. But she creates an alter ego on social media, and so she's doing magic, but no one thinks it's real until somebody does, and that somebody is a caretaker of the property where 3 young witches are being raised, and they ask Mika for help because these girls need someone to teach them how to do magic. And so she's really reluctant at first because, it's supposed to be a secret. And the girls have this amazing little support network, a found family of 2 queer caretakers for the property. One who is a former actor, one who is the groundskeeper. They have Lucy, who is the housekeeper, and they have Jamie, who is the librarian. And Jamie is the one who has basically raised these 2 kids, and he doesn't want anyone there. And there's some friction because of that. And then the 3 girls are just gorgeous. There's Terracotta, Altamira, and Rosetta. And what I love so far is just the casual diversity in this book. So we have characters who are of Indian descent, Japanese descent, Northern Irish. One of the girls is black, one of them is Vietnamese, and the other is Palestinian. And it's just so comforting and it's cozy. It is really cozy and lovely. And I've heard a few people say that, if you like The House on the Cerulean Sea, you'll like this, and I'm definitely getting that feeling from reading it. I'm gonna have to make myself a cup of tea because Mika makes magical teas, and it's just making me want a cup of tea. I don't have words. This book is like the coziest warm hug of a book. Oh my goodness. I've not been able to stop smiling for the last 10% of the book. So I know I sort of explained the premise before, and it's just gorgeous as Mika gets to know and become part of this found family. And yes, they're hiding something from her, and it's quite a big deal, particularly when we get to know her and know that she has never really felt loved by anyone else and feels like everyone that she's ever tried to get close to is taken away from her or is using her for her magic, and to find out that she's been lied to like that. We know from the start that there's something that they're not telling her. So when we find out what it is, and her reaction is understandable, but her relationship with Jamie is just precious. This gives me hope for traditionally published romance books. I mean, it's not a book that has a lot of sex scenes in it, and the one that we do get is sort of partially door open. It's not a full open door scene, but it doesn't need it. Like it wasn't missing that. And while that's always nice to have in a book, like if it doesn't need it, it doesn't need it. This is going on my favorites of 2023 reading list for sure. Absolutely loved it. It's going to be hard to top this in this reading vlog. It's going to be really, really hard, but it's a good problem to have. Hi guys, I've started listening to Witch Please by Anna Guire just because I needed an audiobook to listen to, and I figured why not? I'm in the middle of this vlog, we might as well go with the witchy book. So I am up to chapter 3, and it's about Danica, who is a witch. She and her cousin own a fix-it shop and they fix appliances with magic. And this guy comes in, his name is Titus, he is a baker, and there's some kind of, he thinks he's cursed. So I'm assuming that that's what their relationship is going to be about. But I have just spent the morning filming and I need to do some editing. I'm also doing laundry. Just had breakfast. It's 11 o'clock and I've got a lot to do today. So we're just gonna get through the to-do list and hopefully listen a bit more to the book. Hi everyone. So I forgot to check in while oh God. Of course I pick up the camera and the sun decides to come out. Anyway, I'm not pulling the blind down. I forgot to update you yesterday when I was reading Witch Please by Anna Guire, and I've just finished it. I'm so disappointed by this one. It was so boring. Like I was listening to the audiobook, the audio was fine. Like it gets points for having the sweetest hero who is a bisexual virgin baker who is just devoted to Danica. But the whole book, first of all, Danica's grandmother is a witch, but make it a bee, because she is so obsessed with bloodlines and witches, and obviously in this world humans can't know that witches exist, whatever. But the grandmother is so obsessed with her bloodline marrying pure witches that she makes everyone's life hell and tells everyone that they're going to lose their magic, and basically indoctrinates her kids and her grandkids. Danica makes some choices during this, because once her grandmother finds out that she's dating Titus, who is a human, who is sweet as... yeah, I was not a fan. And also, like, circling back to that thing about humans can't know about witches, like I get that, but they're now in a committed relationship and she's still not told him that she's a witch. She's given him I'm a new age blah blah blah, you might see me do some weird things sort of thing. I don't love that really in a romance, because that's lying adjacent. I mean, it's lying adjacent, and you know, this guy is supposed to be the person, your soulmate, the person that you are in love with, and you're like, this is what she said in the last couple of pages of the book. Like, come on. Anyway, there is a second book. It follows Danica's cousin, I'm pretty sure, who is currently dating a witch hunter, which that was another subplot that went absolutely nowhere in this book. A witch hunter comes into town and everyone is concerned about it. And the only thing that happens with that plot is that Danica's cousin decides to see what he knows and starts sleeping with him. But we don't see that. We just get told that. And I'm just like, come on now. Come on now. Like, that's probably the most interesting part of this story, and it's not featured. So yeah, this one just felt like there was a lot of stuff in there and a lot of it felt a little bit pointless at the end of the day. So that was disappointing. And of course I said when I finished reading the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches that book will have ruined me for witch books, and yeah. Anyway, the next book I'm going to read is Witches Get Stuff Done by Molly Harper, and I have historically liked Molly Harper's books. Do I think it will be to the same standard as The Very Secret Society? Probably not, but do I think I will probably enjoy it? Yes. So I'm kind of glad that I went in this order so I can sandwich my awful reading with good books. Anyway, I've got some things to do. It is the last day of the school holidays. I have the Sunday scaries and I'm not looking forward to going back to work tomorrow, honestly. And I don't normally complain about stuff like that, but that's where I am. So yeah, I've got a live show in a couple of hours and I've got some editing to do, and I will come back to this vlog when I get around to reading Witches Get Stuff Done, which won't be today because I have decided that I'm going to read the last of the Relic series. Well, at least I think it's the last of the Relic series. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. I just finished reading Witches Get Stuff Done by Molly Harper. I ultimately decided to listen to the audiobook for it because it is free if you have an Audible subscription, and as it turned out, I just happened to have a whole lot of jobs and things that I needed to do that made it perfect for the next audiobook listen. And I think this was originally written as an audio original and then it has been released as a book, so I figured it doesn't really make much difference. There is a sequel coming out as well at some point. So this is the story of Riley, who has been invited to this small island called Starfall Point by her aunt, who has some kind of proposition for her. But when Riley gets there, she discovers that her aunt has passed away and Riley is now the person set to inherit this manor on the island, which is a manor or house that no one else on the island has been invited inside of. It has purely run through Riley's family line and they don't let anyone else in. Now, prior to getting to the island, she had to come across on the ferry, and while she was there, she got into it with a guy who was very seasick on the boat. And this is Edison, and he is the love interest for the story, and it turns out he's a librarian. He hates being on boats, but he had to go to a conference and so he was stuck on there, and that made for a very unfortunate first meeting for them. Like most of what I've read from Molly Harper before, and I have read a few things, this wasn't my favorite of the things that she's done, but I did really enjoy it. Riley discovers that her aunt's house is haunted by ghosts and that it is her family's job to collect, keep safe, send these ghosts on to wherever it is that they go. But she's set a series of tasks that she has to complete in order to learn a little bit more about this because her aunt is gone. And along the way, she makes some friendships and they sort of become a core group. They enhance each other's magic, and Riley is exploring her relationship with Edison. There is a little bit of a mystery subplot. Molly Harper's books always have that. Obviously, people are trying to find out the secrets of Riley's aunt's house. And it was fun. Like, it's a very easy listen or read. It's just fun. It has some interesting characters and I am interested in seeing what happens next. The ending, we do get a little bit of a POV from the antagonist that lets us know that whatever is happening in the next book is going to continue sort of that mystery plot. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. Which basically leads me to wrap up this vlog on witchy romances. I said when I finished reading The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, this was going to be a tough one to top, and it absolutely was. So this was obviously my favorite. Witches Get Stuff Done was my second favorite, and Witch Please was just okay, I guess. But yeah, if you haven't picked this up, highly recommend it. It is a great read. It's very cozy. Very cozy read. So on that note, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm thinking that the next vlog for next week is going to be my vampire romance ones. I have not read a vampire romance in a while, so I'm excited about that. Thank you very much for watching. In the comments, I would love to know if you've read any of these. Feel free to chat to me about them, or if you have another witch romance that you think is really fantastic, please, please, please leave the title down below so that I and other people can find them. If you want to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, feel free to leave a witch emoji down below. Otherwise, I hope that wherever you're on the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.